Hi y'all, so I wanted to make this video for like the longest time, but every time I've been wanting to do it, I'm tired, I want to go to sleep, I'm irritated, so I never really get around to doing it. But I wanted to say, I wanted to give a shout out to my friend ZT Leader, aka Darnell. It's really crazy. Like, me and him, we've really been through like a lot over the past couple of years, and we recently, I want to say like maybe like last year or like a year, like a whole year and a half ago, we reconciled and stuff, and we talked, and we got to like a bottom of like a lot of stuff that happened on the back end, and I was really happy that we made amends again. And I'm very grateful for him, and I would never want to lose a friend like that. Like, he saved, basically in a way, kind of saved my life. And I pray that anyone that has a friend like that cherish that. That is very rare. Someone that like actually listens to you, like doesn't judge you, like doesn't actually tries, actually actually understands your boundaries that you have, actually listens to you, actually puts the time and effort in. Like, I realize nowadays as I go out in the world, like, nobody does that. It's always me doing that. I'm always the one trying. I'm always the one making the effort. And I never ever had a friend in my life that ever made the effort like I did. I mean, that ever made the effort like I did. So I will forever be grateful for that from him. And with me saying all that, basically, I'm not going to call this person out because I know who they are, but if you're watching this, what you did to that man, if you know, you know, I'm not going to say anything. What you did to that man was completely out of line. And you better be lucky, that because he stands for peace and love and positivity, that I cannot tear you down like I want to. And you have the nerve to dislike me because I made a couple of mistakes or said something that rubbed you the wrong way, and what you said or what you did to him was completely messed up. And I'm not going to say it, I'm not going to get into it on here because it's not my business, but he didn't deserve that at all. Horrible. And you better be lucky that I can't DM you or say something to you about it, because I really want to tear you a new one. And knowing my past, knowing what I'm capable of, I could do a lot of things, but I'm choosing to take the high road. So I just want you to know that. I'm just going to just leave it there because that crap pissed me off. So, third thing, and the reason I wanted to make this video, and this is not to come at any of my friends that I currently have. This isn't coming at nobody directly. This is across the entire board. Across the board generally, right? Generally. So, I have friends that like, or I have a number of my friends that I have are introverts, right? And, I respect that all the way. And I understand everybody has their own mental health disorders or struggles all around. I have my own as well. But the problem that I'm having is that people, will have like these issues and everything. And when given the chance to talk about it, when you want to be the one to like kind of like, you tell them, oh, you can confide in me, all these things. It's like they just don't do it. And it's like, well, how am I supposed to help you? And yet, no one is required to tell me anything. That's first and foremost. No one is required to. But it hits a little different when I'm like your friend or whatever, and I'm trying to call you, and it's like every time I call you, the shit goes to voicemail. every single time. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's the morning time, it doesn't matter if it's the afternoon, it doesn't matter if it's the evening. Hell, it doesn't even matter if I'm calling right now. It's like that shit is always on voicemail. I will never understand, for the life of me, how people could just do that. Like, how your phone could ring at any time of the day and you just choose to, like, not answer it. Like, I mean, ever. I don't know about you. Maybe I'm just an alien on a whole nother planet. If my phone were to ring right now, I want to know who the fuck is calling me. Just saying. I want to know. I don't know about you, but I want to know. Especially if it's like back to back. Like, I find that really weird. Really weird. Like, never answering the phone. Like, it's one friend I know right now. Never answers the phone. I swear I call any other time. And what really fucked me up, right? This friend had the nerve to be complaining on social media about how nobody understands his mental disorder, about having bipolar disorder, how no one understands that. And it's like, well, people have tried to understand it. People have tried to listen to you talk, or have tried to want to reach out to you, but you push them away because you self-sabotage. And for me, that frustrates me, because it's like, I'm over here trying to be a good friend to you, and you're not letting me. Like, you're saying fuck me and throw me to the side and saying no one understands. Well, I wanted to understand, but you pushed me the fuck away. And as a result, now when I want to do events, or now when I want to do stuff, I don't really want to invite you because I feel like you're a problem. And not a problem because of your mental health disorder, but a problem because you don't want to talk about shit. And you have people that would want to support you. Like, here's the thing. Him having, or so-and-so having the bipolar disorder is not the issue. The issue, like, that can be talked about. That can be understood. I'm like, I'd be understanding of that. I'd be like, listen, as long as you explain something to me within reason, you don't even have to even go into detail. As long as you say, like, hey, listen, I'm going through it today. I'm not in the mood. You know, let's just do this another day. I'd be like, fine. Perfectly fine. My issue is when you intentionally push people away, and then act shocked that people don't want to understand you. I'm like, well, you did it to yourself. I mean, you can't do that to people. You can't do it to people that give a shit about you. And one thing I like about Darnell is that he tries to advocate for me. He tries to he actually not even tries. He understands what I'm going through. He understands. And because I know he understands, because I know he tries, I'm not the kind of friend to be like, well, screw you, I'm not going to reach out to you. If you're trying to call me or whatever, I'm not going to reach out. It's like, I intentionally push it away. And when you find someone doing that to you, and you're the one doing everything, like, I'm sorry, that pisses you off. And I'm like, that pisses me off. And I'm tired of always being the one reaching out to these people, doing everything, and they ain't doing nothing. But everybody wants to say they're my friend, but then don't want to respect my boundaries or none of that. And then it's like, also, another thing I noticed too, there's like a subset of people that, like, you know, sometimes find me chatty, right? And it's just like, you know, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But it's just like, I mean, you know, if you're gonna accept my personality and the things, or not accept, I'm sorry, what's the word? How would I put it? It's like, if you're gonna have to work to accept my personality and stuff like that, that's fine. I mean, let me restart. Like, you can complain, you know, or have notes about my personality. It's fine. But it's like, I would also have notes about yours as well. And with a lot of my friends, it's like, a lot of them, you know, are assholes. I'm going to really be honest. Like, a lot of them are freaking assholes. Again, this isn't one particular person. But it's like, a lot of them, like, are freaking assholes. And it's just like, And I know that's going to sound really harsh to call them that, but it's just like, I mean, it's like I call my friends every now and then, or I send them stuff, and it's like I get the cold. Sometimes it's like I get the cold shoulder, or in a weird way, I get told to F off. And it's just like, well, I mean, do you really think, I don't even want to go there, but it's like, and I know this isn't going to make me look good, but like, can I just be human? Can I just be really real for a second? Can I be real? Like, I get tired, like, I feel like I push a lot of my opinions down to not say nothing because I know it's going to offend somebody, but it's just like, if I could just be really real, like, your personality ain't all that either. Like, it ain't all that either. It's like, I don't know, sometimes with my friends, it's like, they know it's certain things about them, it's like, kind of like, fucked up, kind of like not good, and it's like they know it, and it's like they refuse to change. They refuse to look in the mirror or get help or actually talk to people about it and be like, yeah, you know what, I do, you know what, my friend that does try to reach out to me, my friend that does look out for me, I do kind of treat them like shit. I do kind of treat them like shit. Like, here's the thing, for me, right, if I know somebody's trying to reach out to me or is telling me things that I don't like that they do, I'm going to want to try to respect that, right? Because as a friend, I don't want to hurt you. I don't want you to feel some kind of way about it. But what happens is that these particular people, it's like they're so stuck in their ways, they don't want to change. And I'm like, you know, that's your prerogative. You can, you know, accept that you don't want to change. However, do not be surprised when people do not like you or do not want to do not want to reach out to you. And you're kind of like, you know, this is just who I am. And it's like, this can be who you are, but then also do not complain to me or do not complain that people don't like you because of it, is what I will say. And for me, as I'm getting older, it's a lot of people that, like, I don't know, like several years ago, it's one name I can think of right now, but I'm not going to say it on here. But several years ago, like back in high school, it was somebody that, like, I used to be friends. I used to be, like, you know, deeply friends with them, and it's like I was kind of attached to them by the hip. And then and then it's like you meet other people, and it's no shade to him. Obviously, I'm very grateful for him. It's no shade to him, but it's like you meet other people in this lifetime, and it's kind of like an RPG, right? If you ever played Persona, if anyone here has ever played Persona, you know, like you get like a certain persona or a certain whatever, and that persona is not bad, but it's just like you get another one, you're like, that other one has so much better stats, so much better everything. You know, treats you like a human being, is nice to you and everything, right? But like, you're not gonna have to work to get them to like you know, to have to understand them, to have to like them. Like, you don't have to work to like them. It just works. That's what I'm saying here. It's like with Darnell, it's like with my other friends, it's like I find myself having to, like, you know, tolerate some of their attributes. And it's just like with him, it's like he does everything that I ask for and then some and above and beyond with like no issues, with no pushback, with no, oh, I don't feel like talking, you know, I'm, you know, going through it today. Or it's like he does all those things with no issues. And I'm not saying that like, oh, depression or whatever is like a bad thing, but it's like, because I have it too. So this isn't even like a pissing contest or like a shitting contest. I have it too. I have anxiety. I likely have autism. I have a lot of things. But that being said, I admit that I have these things and that I need to, you know, seek therapy, do things to regulate them so that they're not an annoyance or a problem to others. And I feel like a lot of people, it's like, it is not the issue having the mental health disorder or anything. That's actually normal to have those things, right? The problem is a lot of people a lot of my friends that I know of don't do the work to, like, admit that they have those things and accept that they have those things while simultaneously doing the work to acknowledge that, like, you know, those things can affect the behaviors of those things can affect other people that they love. And therefore, they need to do things to kind of regulate it. Like, they don't do any of that. And that's my problem with it. And someone like Darnell, it's like he can admit any flaws that he has and be willing to work through it and be willing to apologize and be willing to say, yeah, you know what? I do treat this person like shit, even though he doesn't. But I'm saying if he did, he would admit it. And I just gotten very sick of like my friends just doing that to me in general. And I've admittedly pulled back by like a lot. And when you sit back and don't say nothing, like you realize like a lot of people are kind of shitty to you. And I'm just sick of like people treating me like shit sometimes, and or complaining about me. It's just like, why talk to? It's like why admit that you're or acknowledge me as a friend when you can't even like show up for me in ways that I ask? Like I feel like how hard is it to do that? How hard is it to just pick up the phone and respond? I mean, I understand going through it, but like, damn. I mean, you don't think like here's the thing. I'm busier than all of my friends combined. I have 2 jobs. I'm in an internship that I'm tired of going to. You think I want to go to this internship every day with my school? I don't want to go to this internship every day with my school. I don't. I cannot wait for it to hit September so this shit can end. To be honest with you, I'm tired of going every goddamn day. It's taking a lot of time from my life. I got bills to pay. I got stuff that I got to pay. I can't really take a break. I am finally taking a vacation to see my friend in August. So I'm really excited for that. But it's like it's taken forever to get to this point, and I'd like it to just get here so that me and him can enjoy this time together. It's because it's driving me nuts. But it's like, even with all that, even I can find the time to pick up the phone and answer and respond and give people a call. It's like, my friends, they don't really do that. I mean, every now and then they might, but they don't really do it enough. It's like, I feel like I'm the one putting in all the effort and all the time. And I know some people will say like, oh, find extrovert friends. That is also a problem too, because those people freaking burn me out. So the introverts to some degree are like easier to get along with, but it's like they're also harder because it's like a lot of them they just don't put the effort in always to make sure that I'm okay, and don't always take the effort in to also be accessible and be open to like help and stuff like that. And it's just like I've gotten so sick of that over the years that I don't even care anymore. I hate to say, I just don't care. Like, it's just like, as much as I want to have different friends, it's not happening. I mean, I want to have different friends I want to have more friends that play the games I play, and I'm like, I can't get any of that. That's just difficult. That's just not happening. I don't know what else to say on that topic. So, very last thing I want to talk about, growing up with a single parent has definitely had its pros and cons, probably more so cons, especially with the way everything has been, like with my mom. As far as like the pros, like she has, taught me the basics, has taught me things that like, like how to clean, how to like things like, getting yourself dressed in the morning, getting to school on time, just basic things that my dad hasn't really been around to show me. But the cons was that basically, she was, here's the thing, it's kind of pro and con at the same time, right? Because she was one of those parents where like, she was definitely like hard on me about like, respecting her, not talking back and stuff like that. The problem was I kind of felt like she overdid it. She overdid it too much to the point where like, I have a hard time confronting people. I have a hard time expressing to people how I feel, because when I want to do it, I feel like it's met with resistance. It's met with anger. It's met with frustration. It's met with like stuff like, oh, why are you mad at me type stuff. It's met with like I just have self-esteem issues. I just have issues even just like, even if it's like a respectful way, just telling somebody like how I feel. And it's really hard because it's like half the time I really want to tell somebody how I feel, and it's like I freaking can't. I can't do it. I can't do it because it's like every time I want to, it's like her voice in my head is just yelling at me or telling me that like I'm wrong, or like pushing, like just pushing like my emotions down. And it's like it's like growing up, it was like I never really could tell her anything. And on top of that, it's like she couldn't take criticism very well growing up, and that affected the way that I am now. And there's also some things that she couldn't really teach me that my father probably could have. And unfortunately, my father wasn't really around in my life that much. Like, he wasn't completely like gone, but it was just like he would come to the house to give me like maybe give me $20-$30 every now and then, and that was very seldomly. And also a lot of that was more so mom like telling him you need to go check on your son, and she's told him that many times, you need to be in your son's life, because before you know it, he's going to get older and it's going to be too late. And just the other day, I got frustrated with my mom about something. Like, I think it was something like money related via text. I got like really mad at her because I kind of just felt like it's like I'm the one doing all this stuff and you have the job, but like I'm the one that's like working harder than you, and I have more stuff on my plate, but yet I'm supposed to give you a bunch of money up front for stuff that I didn't even cause for the house. And eventually I had, contacted my dad. I called him. And one thing I will say, this man actually did listen to me. He actually listened. However, I just felt like hearing him talk, it was just like he just was saying like generic nonsense. It's just like, get your education, do this and do that. And it's like, okay, but like you're not saying anything that my mom hasn't already told me, but better, and then better explain. Like you're not saying anything new. And it's just like, I mean, at this point, as my dad, you're kind of useless to me. Like, I don't want to, I know that sounds messed up, and I apologize if he sees this. I'm just venting. But it's like, you weren't even really in my life that much, and you're saying all this to me, and it's like, I kind of don't take it. I don't really take you seriously, to be honest. It's just like, how am I supposed to, like, I respect you, but it's also like, I mean, I can't really give you the credit for raising me like you probably want. Like, you weren't really there like that. I mean, what am I supposed to say? Like, how am I, like, I don't really have that much of a connection to you. I mean, my brother and sister, I got to hang out with, but that was because I chose to do that, and because me and my sister became really close after a while, and over the past few years, and we decided, okay, let's just hang out, let's just do stuff. And me and my siblings, like, we talk, like, we know stuff about each other, and we learn stuff about our parents. So it's like, you didn't really do any of that for me. So it's like, I kind of did that because I wanted to. But that's what I'm saying. It's just like stuff like, and even mom was saying, get your siblings involved. And it's like, I feel like more dads need to step up and help your children, because before you know it, they're going to get older, and they're not going to give a shit about you, because it's kind of like you threw them to the side. You kind of felt like you didn't have to do it because, the mom's taking care of everything. And that is a big, big mistake. Don't ever do that. You're going to regret it. 25 years will go by just like that, and before you know it, look at where we're at. I remember it was like 2010, 2011, and it was like 15 years ago. I was 10 years old, and I was like, I didn't have a care in the world. I didn't think about any of this shit. Now I'm going to be 25 in September, which I can't wait. I can't wait for my birthday. That's going to be so fun. Be 25 in September, right? And it's like, now it's like I'm looking at the world through like a more nuanced lens, and it's like, it's a lot of things. It's like, damn, I didn't really freaking think about. And, it was actually crazy. Shout out to my friend Onyx. I remember, like, when my grandfather had passed away, back in, I think, 2020, me and him, we were talking, we were fighting. I remember it was Tekken 7, right? We were fighting in that Kunimitsu stage back when Kunimitsu was, like, DLC or whatever, back when she was playable in that game, right? We were fighting on the stage, and I was talking about, I was like, yeah, my grandfather's in the hospital. I don't think he's going to make it, though. And at the time it hit me like that his passing like hurt, right? But then, when I really sat and thought about it, and I really, after dealing with his passing for this amount of years and everything, that man really covered the base of like the father figure that I kind of didn't really have in my life. Like he kind of took that on, and I didn't really understand how monumental that really was for my life until I lost it, until I got older, and I really. And you know, I know people say you shouldn't have regrets in life, right? But if I could go back in time, I would share my interest with that man. Like I wish I could sing at that time. I would definitely share with him the album that I've been working on for years. I definitely would have shared that with him. I definitely would have wanted to show him like my voice, my singing voice. Because back then I didn't sing. I didn't have that in me, right? I kind of always wanted to, but it was kind of undeveloped. I didn't really have that in me, right? But if I could go back in time and change that, I would talk to him more. I would listen to him more. But back then I was younger. You don't really understand stuff until you lose it, until you get older. And then you're like, yeah, damn. Like, the one father figure I had in my life vanished and, you know, is no longer with me. And some days that fucking hurts. I'm not gonna lie. Because, and this is why I'm hard on my friends for not doing stuff sometimes. Yes, it sounds like I'm sensitive. Yes, it sounds like but it's like, it's not for no reason, because this world is fucking lonely out here, and there are some people who don't have shit, who don't have anything. Their father is not fucking checking up on them. The grandfather is dead. Their dad is like freaking incarcerated, right? Their mom is the only person they freaking have. They might have aunts, but they don't really have a man in their life. And all your friend wants to do is just talk to you, and you tell them to fuck off. I'm getting really heated. Before I get really mad, I might just end it here, but I just want to say something. If I'm like asking you to like call me or just something like that, or I'm just like, you know, you're like ignoring me or like doing whatever, just being an asshole, and like, but you claim that we're friends or whatever, don't do that shit, because you have no idea what the fuck I'm going through. Just like how I have no idea what you're going through, but I'm not taking the time to treat you like shit just because, you know, I respect your boundaries, but it's like you should be able to respect mine equally. And like, again, it's really not that hard. It's not even rocket science. Just treat people the way that you want to be treated, and take the time to reach out, especially if people are trying. It's all we ask, especially if you proclaim that this person is your friend or whatever. That is all we ask. That is all we ask. It is not that hard. Just do it. Just honestly, just do it, because you don't know how much time you might have with that person. And to be honest, you might not ever get another friend like me, if I'm being really honest. I give my friends a lot of gifts, and not to throw myself on a pedestal, once again, is not like that at all, I swear to God. But I give my friends a lot of gifts, and I guarantee you, if something ever happened to me, or if something ever happened to Darnell or whatever, I mean, you would feel bad, you would be crying, and it's like, yeah, I would be upset too, but it's also like, but how did you treat that person when they were alive? Did you like ignore them? Did you tell them why you bother me type stuff, or did you like make a big fuss about it on Instagram by an Instagram story and say like, oh, no one understands me? If you did, hold those tears. Hold those tears. Hold those tears. Do not cry, because it is exactly what you asked for. Exactly what you asked for. I am getting like a little heated, so I'm just gonna end it here. But this is a video I needed to do, because I ran from stuff like this, because some stuff I just know I'm gonna get pushback for releasing. But it's like, at one point in time, because it's like the world doesn't hide how they feel about me, so why should I hide how I feel about the world? I mean, it works both ways. Like, if you feel like you're only able to dish it, and you can't take back what I give, then you're a hypocrite. Anyways, I'm just going to end it here. You guys have a good night. I'm doing an overnight shift right now. I've been dying to do this video for the longest time, but I kept pushing it back, but it needed to be done. You guys have a good one, and love you. And enjoy the tech and videos that I release. Be safe and have a good night.